My next guest has had some pretty dark thoughts. She was a vibrant mother of one and pregnant with her second child, but Stephanie Arnold had a bad feeling about this one. So bad, she actually didn't think she was going to be alive after that baby was born. She'd had some complications with her pregnancy, but she also had great doctors and a great husband, and everybody assured her that her fears were unfounded, but they were wrong. And Stephanie was right. Stephanie suffered a very rare embolism during her C-section. She bled out and she died. And she stayed dead for 37 seconds, which a couple of years later became the title of her best-selling book, 37 Seconds. Stephanie writes, "I am not the same person I was before all of this happened. I love more deeply than I did before. I care more about the little things. I celebrate my new insight. And I believe that everyone should listen to themselves, no matter how crazy they think they may sound." And Stephanie Arnold is very much alive and very much with me tonight. Stephanie, I'm so glad you're here. Let's just say that for starters.
Thank you.
Did your life flash before your eyes right before you died?
You know, my life flashed before my eyes for 3 months before I died because those premonitions were so real. I was absorbing, so at the 20-week ultrasound, I started feeling that I knew that I was going to die. I had the complication like what you were saying, and it was a placenta previa, not a big deal, and then it kind of cascaded from there. And so every single day, I was living my life thinking, these are the last moments with my child. These are the last moments with my stepdaughter. This last moments with my husband, and trying to work out every detail with my doctors to help save my life. So in essence, the most terrifying moments for me were 3 months before it actually happened. And then the moment just before I flatlined, was clinically dead, everything just stopped. So it was almost like I separated from my body because I didn't want to see the train about to hit me that no one could see.
But what's amazing about this is that, you know, from your book, you were witnessing in a very weird way all of these resuscitation efforts, even though you had flatlined. And the way we know that is because you decided to relive this experience under hypnosis. So I want to play for our audience a little piece of the session that you had with the therapist. Let's take a look.
And she's turning blue, and the EKG machine went flat, and I was done, and my body just collapsed. And I heard them say, "Hit the button, call the code, hit the button." I hit the button, and 40 doctors and nurses just rushed in.
Stephanie, what's amazing about watching that is that you took that tape to the doctors and asked if they could verify that the things that you were experiencing under hypnosis actually did happen, and what the doctors say.
Well, what's interesting is my husband is an economist and he's a PhD, you know, from University of Chicago. So none of my premonitions or anything made sense to him. So when this tape came out and I showed him, he's like, "How do you know this isn't a recalled episode of Grey's Anatomy in your head?" And after I was done calling him a lot of names, I said, "Okay, no, it's a fair point." So I took the tapes. Luckily, I had it on tape, and I took it back to the doctors. And one anesthesiologist said, "You know, it wasn't like a normal embolus. Your reaction was more like a gagging." And I showed her the tape. I said, "Did it look anything like this?" And she said, "It looks exactly like that." And then my gynecologist, the OB, was like, you know, I kept saying, "You kept saying this can't be happening, but you were down by my feet. You kept saying this can't be happening." And she's like, "I did, but really under my breath, in my head, under the mask." And I said, the other anesthesiologist, and I said, "This nurse jumped on my chest to give me CPR. This nurse hit the button for the code." And they were like, "You shouldn't know this. It has called into question everything they know about medicine." And when I was listening to Dr. Samara, I was like, you know, he's like, "We couldn't predict death, else we would monitor." I mean, I predicted all this happening, so the only thing I didn't coordinate on my care was having the sensors hooked up to my brain so that they could actually monitor what my brain was doing at the time of death.
Boy, do I wish they had, though. Stephanie, what an amazing story. And 37 Seconds is the book if you want to read a little bit more about Stephanie's story. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being alive, first of all. And then, you know what? Have a great Easter / Passover / Ramadan and celebrate your loved ones even more than probably the rest of us will. Thanks, Stephanie.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.